I don't know how to do this.
It's okay. You got this.
I don't think I do, though.
I believe in you.
We are live!
Hello, Internet.
Hello to the interwebs.
Hi there.
Yeah, Dylan does
All you various humans.
it.
Or dogs. We might have some dogs watching. If so, welcome. I'm sure you don't understand what's happening, but we love you. I mean, I hate to speak for everybody, but can we all agree dogs are good?
Yes.
No,
We
yeah.
can all agree.
That's
pretty cool.
Are adorable.
Yeah.
I'm still on the if the dogs are watching us.
I
Just-
mean, have you never had a dog that just kind of like looks at the screen like all dopey-eyed, like, oh, hi? No?
No.
Oh, maybe my Jack Russell Terrier was just like that.
Well, also, certain dogs are more sight-oriented and some are more smell-oriented, so...
Makes sense.
We probably have a very small market share in the Bloodhound audience then. I'm assuming we need to add more like scent-based access to the stream to generate more clicks. This is how we search engine optimize.
We will contact Stream Elements about that right now. We need some
To get that lucrative dog internet.
The
Market share.
dog market share, yes.
Check it out.
Hey, BarkBox is worth a lot of money. I'm just saying.
And hello, Lord of the Rings fan. Welcome to the stream. Again, it's always good to see you.
So we are on our terrifying road trip. We figured out, if you were here last week, we figured out that we can, in fact, at least run from Jason. Who knows how effective this is going to be, but we're going to try to figure out if we can throw a monkey wrench in his terrible plans to break the universe.
I mean, kind of break. As probably break is the practical outcome.
Probably break. I don't really see a way that this doesn't break the universe.
He's
Yeah,
intentionally breaking some things and hoping to make others better. He'll just be the biggest bug left, you know? That might happen.
In theory.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had to kill the third of our big bad Jason wizards.
We didn't kill him this time. We just
That's
didn't get
true.
away with him killing himself.
He's self-immolated. That is not a murder. That is just bad and sad because he was nice.
He was very useful, very helpful. Gave us a lot of courage and information. Elle needs to make a sheet of scent stickers. Yes, she does.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. Oh my God, scratch and sniffs. Can we get?
Scratch and sniffs.
Then we
I'll see how
finally
much
get
of
to
it
let the
costs
world
her.
know what Rory smells like. It's
I don't know
probably
if that's anything anyone needs, you know?
it's probably very sugary coffee
Or fire.
or fire.
I was thinking like fire or cinnamon, maybe. Like,
Oh, so many people in the chatty stream tonight. Thank you. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome. Hope you're enjoying yourselves.
All right. So yes, so that is where we are. If you need to catch up, you can always catch up on our previous episodes on our YouTube channel. They do archive here on our Twitch channel a little bit, but not, the whole thing is on the YouTube channel, and we have them in categories. So you can, if you like a particular character, you can watch their particular storylines. You can just catch the main episodes of like the main story arc. We've got it broken down for you. Yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna let Dan take it away because he's keeping for us, and I'm gonna try to get him up to the top. We're gonna see if that works. So
Ooh, look. Oh, I almost got whiplash from that one. Oh, I'm back down again. That's all right.
I think you have
I
to
can
take like, all of us but him.
Hey, you know what? I'm feeling so good. I'm on top no matter where I am. Hello. Now my face is big. Yes, I will be keeping for us tonight. Welcome to my dark theater of the macabre. And it is lovely to have you all here. We are out one DM for the evening, and thus we are going to have one regular Tom in a bit of a state. However, regardless, when last we left our intrepid heroes, they had received some information that the only way to save poor Tom, as well as to potentially disrupt the dark plans of Jason Grayson was to reunite the shards of the Shattered King within Tom and allow him to redirect the process of metamorphosizing back into a god, and hopefully, once he has become whole again, still being like the guy that we know and helping us to finish off the threat that Jason poses to all existence. And I believe that when we ended, everybody was in a bit of a state, scurrying to prepare to get out of town. We hadn't yet landed on where we might find these other shards of Tom, the Shattered King, what form they might take, or how we might even go about collecting them. However, Rory has made it clear that through enough time and effort, he can probably set that up. I know it was Edith's first instinct to reassemble out of town at Milton Falls. I'm going to go ahead and let the group talk over this, leaving the professors, or was it professor? He was a professor, right? Leaving the professor's house. I will let everybody discuss that further as tensions come down after watching the terrifying spectacle of his house burn down around him, and come to a more cohesive plan.
Well, last we left, we were at the Haven, getting ready to depart from there.
Yeah, you were grabbing your stuff.
Yep.
Everything you could.
And I think it was Milton Falls by way of, Milton Falls on our way over to Mike's eccentric friend.
Yes, but he is on the other side of the country.
It would take a while to get there, but first we're going to head to Milton Falls because you were the most unpredictable one, and that was where you wanted to go first.
Yes, Edith, agent of chaos.
I'm just saying, I feel like they kind of owe us a little bit of favors, and maybe that forest wouldn't like Jason.
That is true. Last you were there, you did have an encounter with fey creatures who seemed to at least find your presence amiable.
And it's likely that whatever Jason's unleashing could affect fey creatures in a very negative way, so they might have a vested interest in helping us stop him.
All right. Well, what's the plan? What are we trying to take with us? What sort of equipment do we want on hand?
I don't suppose the church has another van yet for us.
Oh,
that is one of my character's moves. I feel kind of cheated. I'm losing my Haven and my vehicle, which are two of his moves.
Well, now I feel like I have to make a call for DM in his stead. I am going to say that you do not get your fully outfitted vehicle, like this armored badass war machine, but if you've contacted the church, their Black Ops division, and requested some additional support, they'd say that they do have another van on offer that at least has a safe in it, room for whatever you can put in it, and if it should happen to roll off the side of the road, you'll probably be all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So put a reasonable sized armor in there. Make sure body armor for the girls. He's gonna have his full kit in there in case he decides to go heavy, and try to throw in there a few uniforms so we can, if need be, go in as plumbers or electricians or whatever to get into things, have those things in the van.
As Rory is helping carry these things, he's like, I can do this all myself, right?
Can you do it to the girls though, and me?
Well, no, but I can handle it. I'm very skilled at infiltration.
But it's nice if we can all get in there.
I suppose.
Sometimes.
You've all been putting yourself in too much problems anyway. You do know you have a dragon at your disposal, don't you?
Occasionally you need a break, Rory.
I
What
also
if you just have a moment?
if we are trying to stay away from Jason and he reads on the interwebs that a dragon attacked some town, he might start looking there.
Well, I'm not trying to attack a town. I mean, just
If a dragon shows up, it's going to make news. Even if you just cuddle with little children, it's still going to make a lot of news.
I don't know that I would announce to the world that dragons are real by cuddling with children. I think that's kind of
if a dragon shows
problem.
up, it's going to make news, even if it's.
Some of the children these days, I feel like the children might just cuddle with the dragon.
well, I've met very few children I'm interested in cuddling personally. The one I would be okay for is currently a ghost and incapable of physically cuddling.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Oh, we gotta talk
What are we gonna
about
do about her? Or are we just gonna leave her? How can we even contact her?
The church will try to stay in contact with her. There's.
I know your
Sister-
type. They're gonna try and bloody exercise her or
They
something.
already talked to her. She's had a good relationship.
Yeah, she's fine. But maybe, I mean, her body's there.
Is her body still there?
Well, yeah, her bones are.
I didn't know that.
Dan wasn't actually here for the session. Are those like buried under the house?
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
currently in the basement, I think.
Boy, that house has been through a lot. She has seen some things.
You think we could get her to come with us?
Are you asking if we should dig up a bunch of little girl bones so that she can haunt a van?
Well, okay, they're not really buried. They're just kind of in this little crawl space. But
So you're asking if we should unearth, untether from the house
you
the
know,
little
when you say
girl
it like
bones.
that, I question it.
If
Also-
she agrees to it, it might be worth considering.
I think a lot of her ability to do what she does is tied to that house.
And that's her home. That's her childhood home. Let's.
Maybe text your friends, give her a heads up.
Let's just leave her. I think if we really had to, we'd come back and get her. But let's not. Also, if we get pulled over and they find the bones of a little girl in the van, it's probably worse than.
They are 100-year-old bones.
She'd be really long dead, Michael.
It is still a felony to transport.
I used to be a cop. You find human remains in a vehicle. That's generally everybody's going to the pokey for a while.
We're bloody deputized. We are the cop. That's another guy we should consider at least. We're going on the lam.
We can tell him. If we tell him the guy who's responsible for the island is after us and we need to take off for a while, I don't think he's gonna be trouble with that.
All right, bloody fine.
I'm gonna send him a letter. It's probably the safest way to contact him. Snail mail. It'll take a couple days, but
Fair enough. All right.
scribble out a letter.
Am I missing anything? Is there anyone that we should get a hold of?
I think we should tell as few people as possible that we're leaving.
So we shouldn't text Nat then.
Do you want Jason to come and torture Nat to find
Like-
out where you are?
I would generally prefer no. I also wouldn't tell her.
What if we stop by the coffee shop and you give her a note?
Okay. All right, that's fair enough. I'll accept the generosity.
And then we all get new phones.
What? I mean,
Can it
okay,
be,
fine. Yes, that makes sense.
can
I
it be
have-
one of
I
them
have some-
flippy ones? I thought that they were much more fun.
Sure, I have a couple of those. I have burner phones for all of us.
One of the real
Okay.
tiny ones.
Rose is going to take a second to make sure that she has like a book of all the phone numbers in her current phone.
I also feel like Rose is definitely the sort of person who has like a photo album of like 1 billion pictures. Some with like,
Yep, she's spending a lot of time uploading everything.
yeah, putting it on Drive or whatever.
Yeah.
We can just leave our phones at the house. We don't have to destroy them. If we leave the phones at the house, it's even more helpful, right?
I didn't say destroy them. Yeah, leaving them intact and
Well,
tracing
yeah,
is probably good.
We didn't put any information on him about where we'd be going. We haven't messaged anyone about it.
We don't know yet.
All right, great, bloody brilliant. And Miss Jerome.
Jerome?
That was the name of the Uber driver, yeah.
Oh,
Or-
yes, it was.
Boy, I
The
miss that
limousine
guy.
one.
Yeah.
We'll probably come back and see him again.
All right. Boy, that's everything I can think of.
Do we have any bombs?
Do we have any bombs, Mike?
Grenades. Why?
Okay, I'm trying to be prepared here.
Well, I'm
Good.
on the same wavelength. If we can have a choice between explosives and no explosives, I'm on team explosives.
We'll take some C4 and some, time fuse detonators and some electric detonators.
Does it have the countdown clock?
No. Put it to a cell phone. Just call a number and it'll blow up.
Sure, but like, could it though?
We probably could. Sure.
All right, fair enough. All right, I'm good. So I can start looking at Tom. He seems a little bit woozy over there. We're probably dealing with some decently large magic to try and locate where else he is.
How hard would it be to put a Geiger counter on him so that we can tell when he's close to something else like him?
That's easier, but without knowing exactly how many there are, like, it's a nice contingency.
And just something, an added one, just in case we happen to swing by one, we have some idea we're close to one.
All right, fair enough. Otherwise, my next best option is just to sort of use him to ping out, like one of them submarine radars, and I can probably tell a direction and how far. Nearest one, anyway.
Okay.
But it'll take a little bit. Oh, what was that?
Can I help somehow?
Boy, sure. The more the merrier.
No, with her connection.
Oh. Well, maybe. That's entirely true. You might actually be more helpful than Tom in that regard if you're able to feel what he's feeling or see what he's seeing or something like that. Because, he's a bit in and out of consciousness at the moment.
Anything I can do.
All right. We'll get moving. As soon as we get to some place where we can rest a little bit and start working on it, we'll set up the spell.
Sounds good.
All right, and Rory does his best to help finish up packing a bunch of armaments into the newly requisitioned vehicle.
I'm going through his old list and making notes of what he's taken with us, other than what I've actually mentioned, some clothing.
I appreciate you doing inventory for me as if I would hold you too accountable.
You never know.
It's also for when DM comes back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're both nice guys, though. All right. Does everyone start driving? Is that the plan?
I think so.
Okay. On the way to the coffee shop, Rory seems to be struggling over a little pencil and paper.
Rory, just give her a bunch of hearts.
I've been trying to stay away from that since I decided that life was worth living and that people were, not just for eating.
I meant like drawn hearts, not like hearts.
Oh, What? I guess someone might like those too. All right.
I'd look and make sure he's drawing a, not an anatomically correct
Rose
heart,
kind
but
of peeks to make sure.
There, it's not good handwriting. First off, and he misspells a lot of things. Like, but it's also like there's a lot of like old timey spellings, e's on the end of words and things like that. But mixed with a lot of like new school slang. Like, dear Nat, I think that you are just the freshest young lady I've ever met. And
No, don't say fresh. Do not say fresh.
I'm
I know it's kind of
trying to
cute.
be charming. I don't know how to. Most of my charm comes through like stumbling around until I come into a solution, and I don't know. I'm not good at letters.
Say beautiful.
What, we can help. Yeah.
Well, I'm not good at asking for help, but yeah, sure. Whatever you think.
Edith is right. Say beautiful.
She is quite pretty. She's also a, at least an accomplice to some fairly major crimes, which I find both quite attractive and a little bit dangerous.
you probably
We
should
like her
write
clever
that.
features.
You don't mention crimes in a piece of paper that can be used as evidence.
I wasn't even going to say where I was going. I wasn't going to mention the crimes. Okay. So, Nat, you're very beautiful. I'm going to be out of town for a little bit, and I thought you should know that. And I'd very much like to see you again when I return. If I return, I really want to, and I'm pretty sure I will.
Okay. You know what? That's fine.
It's really cute.
From Rory.
You should say P.S. Please burn this when you're done.
Scribbles a few more things. And puts like the whole thing in a big heart.
It's so
There.
precious.
It's a lot.
She's not going to burn that.
All right. And and unless Chloe wants to actually play out the scene, we will just have a quick swing by the coffee shop.
I don't mind. We can do a Nat scene. If you have other things to get us to, we can.
I'm not in a hurry. I figure that we want as much time as we need to wrap up some well-port business before getting on the road.
You
So
should talk to Nat.
You
Oh,
get
yeah.
to the coffee shop and it's still like there's still some windows broken and stuff. This is not the Baba Java that it's not fully operational yet.
Hello? Anybody in here?
Oh my god. It has been the worst week. What the heck?
Oh, well, it has been quite a week, hasn't it?
Yeah. Like half my family is gone. What is happening? Rory, what did you guys do?
Well, nothing intentional, I promise you that. Look, there's been some drama that I haven't exactly been able to piece together up till now. But I think your family was in business with someone who was into some...
My family does all sorts of things. I do coffee.
No, I know. I think they were into some unfamiliar things, though, in this case.
She like turns back and she's like, Joseph, are we selling state secrets again? When did we start this? Why? Hold on.
Again? Oh. Mm-hmm.
No, I don't know. I don't even think he's back there. I was supposed to have help today. There's no help today. It's fine. It's just me.
I'm
really happy you stopped by.
happy I stuck by too. Oh, listen. I came to give you this letter. I think that you're probably meant to read it when I walk away, like in some sort of. That seems more like a movie, but you can read it now if you want.
She takes the letter and opens it up.
Okay.
This. She like puts it down and just literally like walks away.
Okay. Oh, Nat. You're right.
Okay. What is this?
I just need to go out of town for a little bit.
No. This is the nicest thing anybody's ever given to me. Usually it's like cat calls and like, hey, you want to meet me out back or something like that? Because everybody just assumes because my family's into weird business, I'm into weird business, or, you know, part of the wrong end of it. But this is genuinely nice.
Oh, well, I think you're nice. So that's why I did that.
Oh. Okay, well, I'm not burning this, first of all. And second of all, you have to come back.
Okay, well, can you put it somewhere like real private then?
She like just stuffs it down her shirt.
Okay. All right. I don't think that. You know what? There's no way I could finish that sentence that would be good. I am going to be back in town as soon as I can, and I would very much like to see you when I do. And maybe we could go to some place that serves Italian spaghetti or something along those lines. I understand that many of them are quite pretty, and dogs kiss there.
They do?
Or at least a cocker spaniel and some sort of raggedy thing did once.
Oh, this is one of those American cartoons, isn't it?
Well, it's one of them American cartoons.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
But you have to come back.
That's the plan.
Okay. Plenty of people do ominous goodbyes and don't come back. You have to come back.
May I also ask that if, things get a little bit weird around here, you keep your head down, stay doing coffee?
Yeah. At this point, I think coffee is about where my comfort zone is for the moment. I need to just kind of chill.
All right.
I would say I'd stop back to Russia for a bit and just, chill there, but I don't know that that's actually a good solution at this precise moment. So I'll just keep my head down here and do coffee.
All right. Sounds good to me. I will see you soon. You lovely person.
And she like hops over the counter and gives you a kiss on the cheek and then just disappears back. Like she cannot handle what's happening.
Okay. All right. Great. Rory is going to start walking out, looking like he feels, and then as soon as he gets to the door, he's gonna be like, "No, they can't bloody see me like this," and then just like starts to like swagger walk out instead. But it's pretty obviously put on. And he sits back down in the van.
How'd it
Well,
go?
I think that I made quite the impression I did. I may have got a bit of a kiss.
Oh my god, that's so exciting!
Mm-hmm.
This is impressive, Roy, because you usually flirt with people, but you've never actually gotten serious enough to take just like a random kiss on the cheek.
Well, In my position, it's a bit unusual to let people get close enough for kissing. It's not like I've never done it before. I've been around a long time, but it's been a while and it doesn't always end great.
I hope she's around.
We should go now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's get out of here.
I'll take the first leg.
Sounds good.
All right.
Should we check this bit for gremlins?
Smart move. Smart move. Rose will just shake a bag of chips around the different parts of the van.
Check under the hood. It looks like it's fine, I think. I'm assuming it's fine.
Use that crystal too to look, just in case.
Yeah.
Smart moves. Shake, shake.
I'm happy when you guys use the things I give you. Yeah, you look around, you do that. You do not see anything in the van. However, go ahead and roll me a... sorry, I need to remember what everything is. Roll me a sharp, please.
Mm-hmm. All of us?
Just Rose in this case.
That's a 10.
A 10. Out of the corner of your eye as you are searching, you do notice, like, around the corner of the coffee shop as the chips jangle, like one gremlin peek its head around the corner, and then another one on top of it, and about 3 more seemingly standing on top of each other's shoulders, looking on hungrily.
Rose is just gonna tell Mike to get the car going, and she'll open the bag and throw it towards them and jump in the car.
All right, sounds good. They're like dogs after a frisbee as you guys prepare to speed off.
Should we tell Kat that she might have a gremlin problem?
How exactly do you intend to open up that conversation?
You might want to break her in slowly before you drop the news that you're a dragon on her.
We can text it to her later. They're going to get in the car. We got to go.
I'm driving while I'm asking this.
Yeah. We're moving. I don't know. Do you think the gremlins or I'm a dragon is the bigger shock? Because I might be a dragon, but she's the one who's got gremlins.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like gremlins are an urban legend already in this area, so if you told her she had a gremlin problem, she'd probably think you were teasing. And blame.
But wouldn't she love gremlins?
Oh,
I feel like
not when she's trying to build she's trying to rebuild a destroyed coffee shop. I'm not sure gremlins are.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's like living in a log cabin with termites.
Far enough. All right. Tom is in the back, kind of just in and out, no more gremlins.
Why don't you write a letter to your professor, see if he can come down and give her a hand? Or at least... What's that?
To Aiden?
Yeah.
Where are we going to mail this letter, Mike?
There are these things called post offices. They're all over the country.
I know, but they stamp it, and that gives us a trail. They're just going to have to deal with the gremlins. Gremlins are all over the town, from what we figured. So
if you write the letter quickly, we can mail before we get out of town.
I can't just text this.
Do you get writing a letter to drop in the post office on the way out?
Yes.
Okay, great. Aiden will receive a letter saying, hey, there's a bunch of gremlins in town, but also specifically some at this one particular coffee shop that is not related to the mob. And
Baba Java.
Yeah, maybe you could give Baba Java a hand.
Pretty sure he knows about Baba Java. It's close to the campus, right? It's one of the big
it's a hangout.
Yeah. Everybody knows about Baba Java.
Everybody knows Baba Java. I had a gift card from the second session. Or third. I think it's third.
Wasn't that the one you got off the body?
Yeah, it was the dead guy.
Your
And
point
I
is,
still, despite having a gift card, was stealing coffee for a while.
It's true.
Yeah, but with Tom's mumbling, Rory is just gonna kind of go and sit back with him and be like, "All right, little Tom, you keep it easy. I am gonna get to work tracking down the rest of you."
and I did mention last session that we grabbed snacks for the road trip. So
Snacks.
Yes, there's Lunchables. There's
beef jerky, Cheetos,
Mhm.
sodas, water,
Yeah,
trail
stuff.
mix.
Edith
Stuff
is annoyed that they only had regular Cheetos and not the flaming lemon Cheetos because clearly those are the best.
You know, Dan has never, despite liking spicy food, I've never tried either spicy Doritos or spicy Cheetos.
Regular spicy Cheetos or just meh. Spicy lemon Cheetos. Those are the ones that you want.
All right. I take your word as law on Cheetos.
First I've heard of them.
Yeah.
The best worst road trip combination for staying awake is the spicy lemon Cheetos and the super sour Skittles and a giant thing of coffee. It will be murder on your stomach, but it will keep you awake because all those flavors are just hit you like a brick in the face every time you put something different in your mouth.
This episode of Uncanny Prose, The Horror Beyond Sight, episode 26, Wrath of Gods, has been brought to you by Flaming Lemon Cheetos.
Yes. You're welcome, everybody.
Better armed for your next road trip.
It's good. I just wish we had known we got a new sponsor. We would have been wearing Cheetos here. I would have had them here.
I would just be in the what's his name, the Chester outfit. Yeah.
Just straight up giant cheetah costume.
I'm just a cheetah now. What if we're an anthropomorphically correct cheetah head?
All right. So anyway,
to sponsor us, I'll make that outfit for you.
Anyway, Rory is at least going to begin making his first roll to scry and see if he can determine.
This is great inside a van. We roll
What's
snake eyes, the whole thing blows up.
Right?
Yeah, that's true. I did that once and it didn't go great. If you tell him to stop, he probably would, but
As a character, I probably would, but as a player, I'm just hoping that you get snake eyes and see what happens.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see. Okay. To everyone's knowledge, Rose is the most magical person aside from Rory and Tom in the car. She would be able to tell that Rory is getting frustrated, scratching things out in his notebook a lot, double checking them against the several magical tomes he's acquired over the course of the adventure. And at some point he seems to literally shapeshift himself like a bigger hand just so he can smack himself in the face harder with it. But calming down, he seems at least a little bit happier with his process throughout. You guys are driving up front. He's busy. Do you guys have anything you want to talk about or anything you'd like to discuss on the road?
Edith, when's the last time you talked to your dad?
When they dropped me off at the sanitarium.
Yeah.
I don't know. Putting your girl in a crazy house doesn't do great things for your relationship. And apparently the house blowing up was entirely my fault. And the thing that was my sister that was not my sister dying was also my fault. Although that was actually my fault. But it wasn't my sister. But they don't think that's true. So, no.
There's non-zero chance you're not going to have much longer to talk to him and try and patch things up. You look at it, from everything you know now about the other side, the world we can't see, do you think maybe cut him a little slack? for not understanding. I mean, how many people have we run across who just can't comprehend everything we've seen? And just remember, he was programmed to not believe any of this is real.
Yeah, but he chose one of them over his two daughters.
Because he couldn't believe that wasn't his daughter. He's not capable of
I
that
was
anymore.
right there. We told him you have to get, like, I'm sure you went through something like this, coming back from being bombarded by demons for weeks and watching your friends die. Like, you just try to explain that to someone, and you just need someone to believe you.
I know, and I had some experience with that before in my childhood that kind of prepared me for that. He didn't. And then he had a group of professionals telling him that what he believed wasn't real. The only way he could hold on to his sanity was to believe the lies they were telling him, to believe that all he knows is what's in the world and what everyone else thinks is real.
Tess was gone for 10 years. She was in that place with those fey creatures pulling at her and warping her mind and hunting her and treating her like a toy, like a pull-apart puppet. And she somehow got back. I don't know if she got back by, like, chance or if she actually got back. She thought that she fought her way out. After having seen all this, I don't know if they just didn't let her go because they were bored. She needed her family. And when they told her that she wasn't the one, she's gone. I don't need to say anything to my dad to make that right. He needs to come and talk to me if he wants to find me. He can't find me right now, so he kind of missed his window. But I'm sick and tired of being the adult in this situation. She needed her parents, and my parents made me be the one to do that. And then they put me in an institution.
I think he had used up all the sanity reserves he had at Nineveh, keeping us alive. I don't think he had anything left.
I'm sorry. I don't have anything for him. I'm glad you're here, though. It makes it a little better. So thanks for tracking us down, even though originally you thought we were probably summoning demons.
Well, glad you guys weren't.
Well, I mean, we kind of were.
Well, but
not like literal ones.
You didn't know you were. You weren't really controlling your actions. So, and I was helping you, but by the time that started. So.
I'm sorry. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at them. And I'm not going to make my parents pay, but I'm going to make them pay someday.
The fake creatures?
Yeah.
You might want to not, well, let's say you might not want to bring that up when we get in our first stop, but they might be able to give you some sort of leads, possibly.
Find the thing that got her. That's actually true.
Fae aren't really my specialty from what I understand. They're, kind of like people. There's good ones and bad ones. So ones,
They just tend to drift towards the extremes on those quite a bit.
The ones in Milton Falls seem to be decent enough, so they might be willing to give you some information if we can get a hold of anyone.
That's fair. And I mean, I don't know. Maybe they'll come help the Shattered King put this all back together.
Like I said, they might probably most likely are in danger from what Jason wants to do. So I think they'd be willing to help us.
That's a good idea. And no, I won't mention that I want to make them pay because I don't need to make all of them pay. As far as I can tell from what Tess said before she disappeared, it's just one.
We'll see, we can't track him down. Her. Whatever.
I don't think they have gender the same way we do.
Yeah.
I think they're whatever they want to be, which is weird and perspective distorting, I would imagine.
For us.
Maybe it's why they come across as crazy.
Yeah.
All right. You guys drive on. It is, a long drive to Milton Falls. I believe. Did you spend the night back in?
I don't think so.
Did you drive on through?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
Okay.
I think last time Milton Falls was several hours sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just so you know, your flipping pages is quite loud. Will. No worries.
Yay, good mics.
Yes. Hooray, good mics. And hooray, good Michaels as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like for optimal sleep patterns, I should probably take a shift off at some point, probably about halfway through, and maybe get a little bit of a nap. Does Edith or Rose take the next one since Rory's a bit occupied and is not a licensed driver?
Yep. That's
All
fair.
right.
Yeah.
Who
And
likes to take
wrecked the last car he drove, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I mean, I wrecked the last car I drove, so.
Rose will take the next shift.
Rose will take the next shift.
Okay, but it wasn't about bad driving. I was trying to hit the thing.
You were trying to do this.
Yes.
I wasn't
That's
trying to crash the car. I assumed the person-sized thing would be run over by the van-sized tank.
I'm with you. It should have gone better.
I thought it was a good plan.
It was a good plan.
So Rose is driving.
All
And I
right.
think Edith would like to check in and be like, how are you? Because your boyfriend might die.
Yeah.
Does she phrase it like that?
Yes, she does.
Okay, great.
That checks out.
We've just got to rip the Band-Aid off. Your boyfriend
Yep.
might die.
Nope. I get it.
But in the back,
doing
Tom's just
better
like,
because-
I'm fine. I'm great. Oh,
You're totally good. No,
You're really
I'm
pretty.
okay. Thank you. Surprisingly better than I thought I was going to be with all of this. Going on a road trip is a pretty normal experience, so I'm taking it like that. How are you?
I've acclimatized to this being my life. And I think if I can help save him for you, I will feel better. But I don't think we can. I think when he gets back together, he's going to be different. And I just want to be sure you're okay and ready for that.
I don't know that I'll ever be ready for it, but I'm determined to do everything I can to help him. And I just hope that leaves him with something when it's over. it's not like I can really choose for him to not be the thing that either fixes or destroys everything. So I'm just hoping for the best.
If he does die, you'll be okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what would happen, or no, it's not really something I ever thought I'd kind of have to think about with my first actual boyfriend. But I'm going to hope for the best, and whatever happens, we're going to survive this as a group, and it's going to be okay. Because you have to go use your business degree, and I have to graduate college. So we're just going to aim for the best. And I mean, I've got magic now, so that's super cool. Something I did not have 3 months ago.
That's true. What do you think your mom would say?
I think my mom would have a straight up anxiety attack. She probably will when I don't check in, because I don't think you're supposed to call your mom and tell her where you're going when you're running away from a sociopath.
No, I'm really glad that you didn't do that.
Nope, yeah, I figured that was a big no-no. She's going to freak out, and then she's going to say a lot of I told you so's to my dad. And then I'm going to hope that when I come back, I am not murdered for being gone.
Your
But
parents
if I
are
am, it was my mom. She killed me.
murder. What?
I said if I was murdered, it was my mom and she killed me. So just save the detectives a lot of time.
I said your parents are pretty suburban for straight up murder, and then I realized every documentary about serial killers I've watched in the last couple weeks is all suburban people murdering each other. So
I watch a lot of
like
true
H.H.
crime, and it's
Holmes.
almost always a suburban couple. You know, I kind of just don't know what to do with any of it. So I'm just going to try to keep a good mindset.
you're going to be fine because you're good people.
You are too. We're both going to make it through this, and it's going to be awesome.
I'm plenty strong, but I don't think I'm good people like you are, Rose.
I don't think you give yourself enough credit, Edith. For real, who else could comfort a ghost child besides you?
Did that.
And okay, well, no, I can. I mean, I'm awesome, but so can you. And you're one of the only other people in the entire world who can claim they have a ghost child for a friend. And you have a literal dragon who loves and respects you enough to trust you with controlling that. I don't know anyone else who could handle that. I don't think I could. It's not something I could handle, but it's definitely something you and Rory have worked out. And I just don't think you give yourself enough credit.
No. Okay, I will give myself credit, but I'm just saying, if I do something not good people, eventually, you're going to be fine.
We are all going to be fine.
Okay, this is
But
fine. Rory, how's your...
It'll be okay.
Edith, go ahead and give me a sharp real quick.
It'll go in circles for days. Rose is not going to let you get the... It's not going to happen.
Edith, go ahead and give me a sharp real quick.
Oh my god. It's under so many things.
I love how she can pull out, any sort of random prop instantly, but she has to search for her dice.
They're right here. And that's wait, I'm rolling sharp?
Yes. Can I also just say how much I appreciate that simulate Nat running like around the coffee shop? You actually like got up and roamed around your room for a moment.
I thought it
That
was
was good.
adorable.
That was great. That was awesome.
I got a 9.
You got a 9. Okay. Yeah, as you're talking and like referencing that like if something bad has to be done, you'll be fine. I'd say you would be able to catch Rory like looking up from his project to meet your eyes and just sort of like giving you a nod.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna take that and be like, yeah, I think we're on the same page. We're both not good people. Like
We're willing to compromise in ways that we don't want others to have to.
I feel like not good people is not the same as what you guys do. You're willing to get stuff done.
I ate a bunch of people. Excuse me.
Also, Rose doesn't
Just
know
not recently.
what Edith has made.
That's true.
In
Rose
any case,
doesn't. I mean, she could guess that you've eaten a lot of people, but I think that it's more suggested these days.
well, I mean, I don't eat people. I haven't eaten a bunch of people recently, but you saw me eat one. Saw me eat one. Yeah.
Who hasn't eaten one person though?
I know. It's
I haven't.
we all
What?
well.
Mike,
What
have
a-
you eaten a person? This is a
what a
conversation we need to
loser.
have.
Well, maybe we shouldn't have you driving. Haven't even eaten someone. That said, Rose, go ahead and you give me a sharp now. Ooh, I like
12.
12. Great. You, as you get closer to Milton Falls, you see a form out in the middle of the road. As you know, Milton Falls is quite a foggy place, and it is a bit more difficult to see up there. And you are able to slow down well before you might have made contact with it. With the headlights on, despite the fog, you are able to make out an older man in a cardigan, kind of like disheveled with hair. I don't know, kind of like mine, a little bit wacky, like springing out to the side, a little bit unkempt with 5 o'clock shadow, an older man, and getting a good look at him with your keen eyes. You can tell that it is Callum, the former owner of the logging plant, who has been defungused, looking extremely lost and confused.
Hey, Edith?
I see it. Is that I like roll? Are we stopped?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get out of the car. Hey, Callum.
Why are we stopped? Are we there yet?
Callum is wandering around in the middle of the road. Callum, why are you wandering around in the middle of the road?
There's you have you brought the sounds. You took them away with you. They're gone. It was you that took them. The sounds, all the music.
I'm so sorry, but you were using them to Stepford Wives your whole town. And it was rude.
I did. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to.
Would you like a ride back home?
Yes, I think that would be. I think that would be nice.
Okay.
Rose, take a look at him through the looking glass thing.
Edith.
Looking
Oh, go ahead.
looking at Callum, this isn't like gory or disturbing in terms of like pieces missing. It's just like there's like pieces of a puzzle that have been taken out of him. Like there's just like jigsaw spots that are empty on his on his body and mind.
Okay. I'm like walking up to him. I'm like, "Hey, Rose, is it good? Is he gonna eat me?"
I just think there's some stuff missing.
We see
Caliber,
that
do you
too.
feel okay?
I'm cold.
Okay, you can come in the van, and it is warm.
And as you do so, you do see the flickering red and blues and sound of a whoop whoop siren, like coming down the road from Milton Falls.
Mm-hmm.
And it is pretty obviously the sheriff's vehicle. Stepping out of there, you do see Sheriff Howard Taft coming towards you again. Ah, heck. I'm sorry, folks. Oh, shoot. Heck, I wasn't expecting to see you all again. I was just out here looking for Callan. Seemed like he wandered off in the middle of the night again.
He does this a lot.
Uh, you know, he gets confused these days. Ever since, you know, that bit of nastiness came to a head, he's been getting better, but I don't think anyone ever quite recovers from what happened. You know, judging by my sample size of one, that is.
Now, the puzzle piece stuff missing from him, we can see that, not just Rose looking through the crystal. We can see it normally, right?
No. You are unable to see it like that. He looks like a normal guy, but when looking at the truth of him, there's stuff missing. You know, he is no longer whole.
I mean, Rose would. I guess I would have to ask Rose, like, where is the stuff missing from? Just by the way,
She'll kind of
it's like
explain what's going on.
Yeah, it's like you know, like just blank spots, you know,
Okay.
like grayed out areas across his face, like his chest, you know, his leg, things like that.
it's not like his eyes are gone and his heart is missing or something. It's like random pieces.
Yeah. It's like someone shook a jigsaw puzzle at exactly once and then wiped off the ones that came loose.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Well, I mean, it's good to see you, Sheriff.
Yeah, likewise. Can I help you out with anything? You looking for something? It's
Place for the night, actually. I mean, we were gonna head up to the inn.
Well, I'm afraid I only got cots in a cell to offer you. Well, actually, no, never mind. You know, Patty's probably up. She's been staying over above the restaurant with her, or he's been staying over above the restaurant with her, and she might have another cot or two ready to roll out if that's okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, just follow me back. We'll get you a regular old police escort then.
Thank you. Do you want to take him or?
Yeah, come on, Cal. Come on. Don't you worry, old fella. We're gonna get this taken care of here. He kind of puts his hand on his back and he says, I'd like to see the reports. I'd like to know where the reports are leading. We're growing. Ah, yeah, that's right. In the car, old timer. And
Does the sheriff look normal, Rose?
as she checks, the sheriff seems completely normal, just sad.
He's good.
All right, and he blips and drives you back, helping to keep you on a safe path through the fogginess. And you do roll up back to the front of the Small Wonder Diner, where Patty is out front. And as she recognizes the people behind the wheel of the van, she gives a wave. She's a bit concerned looking, but the sheriff explains the situation to her, and she quickly runs up to you all. I'm afraid I don't have a lot of room, but if there's anything I can do, I'd love to for all of you. Would anyone mind a sleeping bag?
No, not at all. Also, I think like couldn't one or two of us stay in the van, maybe?
Sure.
Agree
Sure.
with that, sure.
I got some pillows and everything. I can bring you out at least.
Thank you very much.
You got it, darling.
Do they seem sad in general, like just like tired sad, or is this like
This
unusual,
is
like, a great grief has struck this town?
exasperation, more or less.
Okay. At us or at Callum?
At Callum.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking.
It does not strike you as immediately suspicious. They are caring for an elderly man who is not in possession of all of his faculties, and they're having a hard time.
Yeah.
Well, I'll fix you up something. Have you all eaten?
I don't think we've eaten in like 24 hours.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Just snacks.
You go get comfortable, and I'll fix you a burger.
That sounds wonderful.
As you recall, her burgers were exceptional.
Now we know they're not people, so we're great.
They're not people, though it may not taste quite as good without fungus particles. You may not be
Of
entirely
course,
certain.
you know.
Yeah.
Fun cooking fact: if you buy umami spice, you can, which is something at the store, it's basically mushroom particles. You can put it in your meat, and it adds depth and flavor. This is Chloe's cooking tip. Since you said mushroom particles, it's a real thing.
Maybe I should have just called that monster umami. I don't know. That would have been fun. That monster of the week, as it were. I also do really like sake, and I'm aware that that's kind of an umami flavor, right? Like that's
Umami is like a Japanese term for flavor, but
Yeah.
these are specifically, it's powdered mushroom, basically.
okay. Gotcha. Cool.
I think
Right.
you could still have an umami creature if it was the mother of that creature. It'd be the umami.
That's true. That's true.
Umami.
In any case, yeah, she does her best. You know, if you guys can stay awake for another like 30-40 minutes, she will have a burger ready for everybody.
For those burgers, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We're staying awake.
Rory's fine. Even Tom is kind of like, you know, wiping his nose and everything, but he manages to like rouse himself enough to, you know, eat one with some help. As Rory
Put
communicates,
the Tabasco on, help clear you out.
yeah.
How is
As Rory
Okay.
Rory communicates over dinner, like, it's been quite a ride, and you know, we've been up and through Northeast American roads, or Northwest American roads is not exactly like ideal for precise magical spell crafting, but I think I'm getting close. Last ping I put out, I think it's something down south. I think we got something. I at least know that something's out there, and I'm pretty sure it's in that direction.
Do you know how far away?
Or do I think I might get a better read on that if Rose was willing to give it a shot with me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you want to try and do it tonight, or get a start on it in the morning when we've had some rest?
I don't think it would hurt to try tonight, and if it doesn't work, we can always try in the morning.
All right. All right. You guys are able to eat. You know, feel free to stop me if at any point there's something that you'd like to ask about the town or anything else going on.
Do we get any milkshakes and onion rings too?
She'll probably not fire up the fryer for the onion rings, but she would happily scoop out some milkshake for you. As she helps kind of split time between that and like settling Callum down. As he is going by, as he's going away for the night, he will look at all of you and say, "It's quieter now. It's better." And then he'll sort of shake his head and wander off to his room.
You're very nice to let him stay here.
Oh, what else is there to do? He wasn't a kind man, but he's not the same person who did any of it anymore. He's just an old person in need of some help. I don't know what to do.
Well, how has it been? I'm assuming it got a little bit tougher.
It's lean times. You know, money's necessary, and since the plant shut down, we've all been doing our best to come together and take care of folks, but it ain't easy.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. The most fortunate thing is that Callum actually owned most of the town, or most of the homes in town, so it's not like most folks have to pay rent anymore, really. But
This might be the only place in the entire country where you could say that. That's lovely.
it's the one bright side to all of it. That and not being infected with whatever that was.
A terrible cold.
A terrible cold. Yeah, I suppose that's it. We're doing our best. And I think that that's just about everything that you could ask for, given the circumstances. We are grateful. Really.
Is Callum still in touch with the thing?
Well, Rose at least didn't see any more of the glowing particles on him.
Oh, okay. Sorry, that was a dumb question. It's been a long day. Never mind.
No, it's okay.
Erase.
Most of the city didn't realize what was the actual cause. Am I right in that?
Well, most of the city kind of came out at the end with you for like the purging ritual that you all did at the Fey Circle.
But I thought that they thought it was just some sort of natural fungus infection thing, and that psychotropic spores, or
that's the kind of like the wink, nudge. Like, okay. Yeah, we had a thing. Okay. We had a thing.
Nobody wants to talk about it.
Yeah, this is more like a Buffy. Like, oh, those kids were sure on a lot of drugs. Than like, most of them were aware that this is a thing that's none of their business, and they're happy it's over. But they all experienced walking into the middle of the woods and some real weird visions happening, and them not being able to control their bodies. Mm-hmm. So they're aware. There's a small community up in the mountains that is kind of aware that magic's a thing.
And I looked through my notes and couldn't find them. What are the name of those two kids?
Those two kids are Jesse Heath and Chandra Owens.
That's right. Are Jesse and Chandra still around?
For the moment, at least. I think that they were looking to pack up and move things out on up your folks' way in Wellport. You know, it's finally 18. They can do whatever they want, I suppose.
Well, they know where to find us. I'd say.
We'll talk to them tomorrow after we get some sleep.
All right. Speaking of which, I got a couple of cots together, pillows and blankets for everybody else.
Sorry. Yeah. Edith is like, no, I'm dead.
I imagine that is exactly what she does. Yeah. All right. In that case, Rory will approach Rose. You're like, all right, let's get this done and then get us a bit of shut-eye, shall we?
Sounds good.
He sits Tom down. He's like, you just take it easy there, bud. Okay. Rose, I'm going to need you to focus real hard for me for a second, all right?
Okay.
You got a connection with him. Just reach out with those senses. Articulate for me what he can't in his current state. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. As both Rory and Rose will go ahead and roll weird right now.
11.
Great. Okay, so Rory has his own tome. The initial tome that he stole from Jason, and the tome of like secret knowledge, including draconic lore that he won at the auction, all spread out around him as he draws a chalk outline around around Tom that he was not able to functionally create while you were moving in the van. And as he does this, it lets off like a cool blue light. No reason to be alarmed. It's working all right so far. Nobody's brain is exploding. We're in good shape. Just go ahead and close your eyes for me, would you, Rose? As Rose feels her head begin to swim a little bit. And without actually moving your body at all, you can feel what seems like a shard of glass pressed up against you, but without it being able to penetrate your skin. It's like if you were able to touch something jagged without any fear that it would harm you, as you're quite suddenly aware that you are reaching out and touching some part of Tom. Some part of Tom that you can relate to what you sensed in Callum a little bit. There's pieces missing. There's something that isn't there. And as you reach a little bit harder, you look for where it has gone off to. And doing so, you feel yourself tumbling. You sense what feels like a great rush of wind flowing over you, blasting your hair back, your clothes flapping in it, and you can barely stand against it. But as you reorient yourself, there is what seems like a hazy twilight in the sky. Everything is awash in like a deeply unsaturated purple, almost like an old silent film grain, color corrected. And you are standing in a field, looking down at a box. And as you do so, you feel your mind on fire with hatred. Just raw, unbelievable passion for pain that has been done to you and the harm that you wish to inflict for your suffering. There is no justice that can be wrought here. There is no good that may come of it. But you know one thing for certain. You hurt. And they will soon. And as you turn and begin to rush back, you see a sign. Carlisle, California. And you rush back into your own body. You doing all right there? You kind of zoned out on me for a minute, Rose.
So, I think I might have found somebody.
All right, somebody's good.
Carlisle, California, first off, just before that vanishes.
Carlisle, California.
But whatever piece this is really angry, Rory. Dangerously angry.
So, like, what are we talking about? Edith without her coffee, or?
Okay, funny, but you can't make those kind of jokes. She'll get mad.
Mm-hmm.
No,
I can do whatever I want. I'm literally on her leash almost.
I mean, like, murder everybody because you feel slighted kind of angry.
Okay. All right. Well, we're in my wheelhouse a little bit then, I suppose. Ancient, pissed off things.
Super pissed off. I mean, I don't know. I was in this field and there was a box, and it was like evil, angry. I feel sick.
All right, Rose. I'm gonna reach out now. Would you hold my hand?
Of course.
And he will make one more weird roll. Best time he could choose to roll that. As he closes his eyes now. Okay. I think from here I can at least maintain a sort of radar on this one. We're good for tonight. We can get going as soon as the group is ready.
Okay.
Are you all right? Was that a lot?
I'm good. I just hate to see something that much in pain.
Well, it's not great, is it? You know, there's a lot of monsters we've encountered with only a handful of exceptions. I'd say most of them are just not having a very good time and don't know quite what to do with that. Well, I can relate.
Yeah.
Good thing good thing to remember, I suppose. But at the end of the day, if they're coming after you or mine, I'm still going to put them in the dirt.
Thanks for protecting us, Rory.
Well, you know, I do my best. I'd prefer not to become the lining of somebody's boots anytime soon myself.
That's fair. Try to get some sleep.
Righto. I think I'll be a cat tonight. Save somebody else some pillows.
That's sweet.
As he turns into, an orange tabby and curls up in a corner.
She pats his head. She can't help it. It has to happen.
As he rolls his cat eyes and then curls back down. All right. The others can come back. Just because I know that she would want to, Edith can, yes, also notice that Rory's a cat.
Edith will begrudgingly pat him.
Michael will sleep in the van if there's a cat in the Okay.
Great. All right, you all get a night's sleep. It's not super comfy, but it is at least not with a sense of impending danger. And you wake up refreshed, able to get a nice long rest if you'd like, and wake up midday if you need to. Okay. And you would wake up to French toast and eggs.
Oh, yes.
Awesome.
All right.
Did the rest of us know that you guys were doing like divining last night?
Well, I mean, Rory did say in front of you that that he was down to try it tonight if she was. So you would have the option to ask about how it went if you want.
Cool. Yes. How'd it go?
I think okay.
Carlisle,
we've got some
California.
things. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have the Google machine anymore, so I looked it up in one of Patty's old map books over there. Seems like it's in Northern California, about see from here, about 11 hours away or so.
Okay.
Up more in farming country, not the big skyscrapery types of California. And I think that's where one of the shards is.
Great. Is it a nice shard or does it want to kill us too?
Oh,
Not
well,
a super nice shard.
Why is regular Tom the only one that's nice?
To be fair, this person or thing is very hurt. It sounds really upset. I mean, I don't know if that'll help us reason with it at all, but it's angry and scared and very hurt.
Can we tell its size relative to regular Tom?
did you get any information like that?
I just was looking down at a box, so I don't know, person-ish sized.
I mean, as far as I don't mean physical size. I mean the shard is regular Tom twice as much of the Shattered King as this thing is, so that if we combine them, he won't be overcome with all the emotions this thing has, or is it going to take over him? Or
Not really sure.
I might be able to figure out more on that if we get a bit closer.
Okay.
It has
Let's
a
go.
very strong feeling of being wronged, so that's all I could tell you.
it's not wrong.
All right. Are we getting on the road, or are we trying to do anything else while we're here for a visit?
I mean, I don't want Jason coming here and hurting these people, so let's go.
It's a pretty long drive. We should get going.
All right. And I think we should probably drive most of the way there, stop, and then do another magical recon, get some more information about what we're going into before we finish all the way.
All right, sure. We can stop in South Oregon then. I also saw
Sounds
it up
good.
on the map.
Before we go, Edith is gonna wander over to one of the trees and like make sure no one is looking, and
Okay.
just kind of like whisper to it like something's bad is coming. And these are really nice people. So do yourself a favor and take care of them.
Roll a weird.
Mm. Uh, 6.
6. The wind blows.
Mm-hmm. Edith looks around and is like, "I'm talking to a tree."
This is what I've come to.
She does dump a little bit of her coffee out at the base of it and is like, "You're welcome," and then leaves.
All right. Everybody gets set to go. Patty, of course, sees you off, and in addition to the breakfast, she packed up a nice little sandwich for each of you.
No, thank you, Patty. Take
Thank
care.
you.
Yeah, you take care of yourselves as well. And I'll go ahead and tell the kids that you said hi at least.
Thank you.
And tell them to come find us if they come down, but not for a while. Tell them late, like next semester. Tell them to stay here till next semester.
I mean, kids will be kids, but I'll do my best.
Yeah, tell them Edith said to stay here until next semester. Edith, the one who was like, live your life, please go away, find your own freedom. Yeah. Edith said, stay here till next semester.
Michael too, the one who shot the girl's
And then
father.
you can come visit. Because we'll
Are we
have a
gonna
house
be-
that's fixed.
Are we going to be okay?
Stay here till next semester.
She just sort of worriedly nods. And she kind of like, concern obvious on her face, like steps in and goes back to work. As when you step out, you do hear the sounds from Callum's room kind of like echoing as he's talking a bit louder, like, it's all coming. It's all crashing down from the ceiling. It's all coming.
We'll try to give you a call from Texas.
All right. You guys roll out?
Uh-huh.
All right. Then I say that this is a very good time for us to take our break for the evening and have a chance for some lovely people to plug their merch, plug away at like a thing that is plugged.
A bathtub. Anyway,
Bathtub, yeah.
Al,
That's the best
Al,
option
would you like to
to
go
say.
first or last?
Let's do it. I'll go first.
Okay,
Oh.
cool. Cool. Bye, Dan. Hi,
Ooh.
how's it going?
Hello. It's going, it's fine. It's fine. Everything's great. So we have so many exciting things. First up, in case you guys haven't been around for the last couple episodes, we have a new sponsor, Escape Velocity Comics. They're super exciting. They're this super cute little Heart of Downtown comic book shop. And they have all sorts of amazing things, all the like recent releases, older releases. They have merchandise, stickers, all sorts of cool stuff. If you're in the Colorado area, you should definitely check them out. And if you're not, you can check out their website because they've got tons of cool stuff. Let's see. Next up, we have a shop. It's a super cool shop. Chloe, do you want to talk about our shop a little bit?
If you are watching us on Twitch, you can scroll, I think, on the About Us tab and scroll down and find loot, and it will take you to uncannycreations.art, which is our little merch shop. And you can get stuff from Felton University, and you can get cool stickers, and there's a couple of mugs, and there's also some Uncanny Pros merch. Yeah, that's about it.
All sorts of cool stuff. I have a shop if you are ever curious about some cool, not Uncanny Pros stuff. I do stickers and commissions and all sorts of cool stuff. I actually have 2 stickers that have never been seen before that are coming to my shop in like a day. It's this wonderful one, which is inspired by a super cool musical. And then this one for all the like Switch players out there. It's just a little Nintendo Switch. But they're coming to the shop soon. I also just got like a huge batch in of a bunch of different like D&D, Marvel, superhero, fantasy kind of stickers that just came through. So if you're curious about them, you should go check them out in my shop. It's just etsy.com/shop/fateful designs. I'll post a link. I'll check it while I'm on break. But Those are my super cool announcements. Chloe, what do you have going on?
Not a ton. The only thing that I have coming up is going to be Raid Watch Event, which is a little movie book club that I do with Erin, who I think is actually Erin Noble, was in the chat earlier. She is currently in a really cool show down in the Fort Worth area called House of Spirits. So we are not going to be doing it this Thursday. We are going to be doing it next Thursday. But Read Watch Vent is basically a movie book club where we read books and watch the movies that they've been made into and vent about whether we liked it or not. And this month we are doing The Sandman. And next month we are doing all of the Interview with a Vampire renditions for Halloween. So come read along with us, or watch along with us, or just watch what we say about it. We usually do it on the last Thursday of the month, unless one of us has a show, in which case it just goes up when it goes up. It's like it's popcorn.
Like, bam, content. Yeah. Oh,
So I think next up is going to be Bill, who also has some cool projects in the works. Bill, you want to tell everybody what you're working on? Oh no, you're muted.
I'm currently working on a project with Elle, and let's see if I can make this work. And
there we go.
You got it? Okay. And my big thing is D&D, and so I'm working on Elle with a new deck of many things, and it's there are new cards plus illustrations for the original cards. And these are some of the cards she has come up with for the original deck. If you're familiar with the balance, that's usually a bad card unless your character's really good. But, the Comet's an awesome card. For everyone who knows the deck of many things knows about that. Yeah. If you know this card, you know exactly what that is, and that's a pretty cool take Elle had on it. I think it's awesome. That's this one in the gesture. People have trouble keeping their straight in their heads, but if you draw this, you can probably tell right away it's the bad version.
Yep. Very dark.
And this one's cool. Again, and I when we first started working on this project, I had an idea what the card should look like, and Elle would come with something completely different. Her ideas were always better, so I just stopped telling her what my ideas were. Just let her run with all the stuff.
I mean, you were the one with like decades and decades of D&D wisdom, so I'm sure.
But I'm not an artist. That at least visualizing stuff and making it in. But we're real happy with the work she's been doing. Now my wife and son would help, and sometimes there'd be she'd have this thing was just change this and this, and work out pretty well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, if you are interested in checking out OTP Games, which is Bill's shop, you can find us on Twitch. Scroll down to his bio in our About section and just click on his photo, and you will be able to go directly to his store.
I got to update that too. I should go to the website too. But, am I off? Okay, there.
Yes.
But yes, that project will be available for sale a month or two. I'm hoping, definitely by Christmas time. I'm slow with artwork type stuff, so, but yeah,
it's always a process.
Yeah, but I'm 2 weeks. We should have pretty much all the artwork done, so I can show you previews of everything. So
nice. Oh wait, we have one more. Dan,
hello.
Thing that you do.
I do have a thing that I do sometimes. And in fact, I just finished re-recording some lines for it yesterday, so it's fresh in my mind. What is this I speak of? Why am I being so cagey? I don't know. I usually just try to be creative with this spot every week, and I usually don't succeed. Hello, my name is Dan. I'm on a podcast in addition to this show. And that podcast is called Ombligo del Diablo, which you can find a link to the master of down in my name in Twitch if you click on my name. And it is also on whatever platforms you regularly listen to podcasts on, most likely. It is a Mage, the Ascension 5th edition actual play podcast. And if your first thought there is Dan, you are a worthless, bad person who does not actually know anything about games. There is no Mage the Ascension 5th edition. Then you should listen to the podcast because you are exactly the sort of person who would probably enjoy it. It is heavy, existential themes, lots of intense horror moments driven storyline with a bunch of lost souls doing their best to put themselves together and maybe make a difference for some people out in the middle of nowhere. It's got the vibe of a dark western, and sometimes we tempt the void. So yeah, check it out if you watch this show and are like, hey, I like me a lot of these horror elements, but what if everybody was significantly more sad all the time? Check out Ombligo del Diablo.
Brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, I think we'll bring everybody back.
Please do.
Everybody back.
Mm-hmm.
Hello again.
My wife.
On our accursed road trip.
Woo! Oh, I've been on a few accursed road trips in my time. All right. So everybody gets on the road and heads out of Milton Falls. Anything else that you guys would like to do on your way down south? Any other stops you would like to make, or anything you would like to attend to while you do so?
Edith is gonna just and we'll roll weird for this, but nothing's gonna happen. She's gonna take some whatever books Rory's not using and just be like, it'd be real nice if I could understand any of this, and just stare at the words and try to see something that seems like it would be useful.
By all means, roll away.
So that's a 7.
A 7.
So mostly nothing happens.
Mostly nothing. As you are staring at the words, they do begin to you can't tell if you're just getting dizzy trying to make sense of them, or if they're actively resisting you and swirling on the page to try and cause you a headache. But it seems to almost be intentionally written to be hostile to those that cannot use it.
This is like that one time I tried to watch Jackass 3, which if you've seen it, it's terrible because they put the cameras like this in the wrong angle, so the 3D actually hurt your head.
Oh no.
On purpose. They did it on purpose.
I mean, that's a pretty epic troll, to be fair.
Yeah, but I was mad about it. And I am now mad about this. It's just
fair enough.
Back to you. Never mind.
I don't suppose you're developing an interest in the arcane, then?
Well, I kind of have to have an interest in the arcane, but it fights me in the face.
Haven't you been fighting it all this time?
Yes, but it won't go away.
Why? Yeah, you're right there. If
It's
there's
okay.
anything you'd like to learn, I mean, I'm here.
Can I fly?
Yeah, but it'd be easier if I carried you.
No. Okay, but we could go skydiving and a person could do that.
Well, sure, but that person isn't a dragon. I at least think that it'd be a certain kind of novelty, at least.
That's true. We should do that sometime when we're not running for our lives.
I mean, there are points in my life where I definitely wouldn't have consented to being ridden, but it's got a pretty cool, vibe of conquering hero. If you had a sword, it'd be even better.
Mike, do you have a sword?
I didn't pack one.
Not even a katana? Nothing?
Oh yeah, we should get one of them samurai
We
swords.
should get a katana.
Maybe we could all get one. What if they all had like our names on them, but like in the Japanese symbols?
We'd have to make sure that they were actually our names and not just like banana.
I don't know. I'd use a banana sword.
But you'd be telling people it was your name, and then you'd actually show it to someone who speaks Japanese, and they'd be like, "Stupid American."
Or it'd be a perfect disguise because then they think my name is Banana. Also, I'm not an American.
Well, yeah, but they're gonna assume you're an American if you have that.
Fair enough.
It's just going to be the assumption. She's right.
Y'all are everywhere.
We are.
Yeah, the drive is long. And you know, for the most part it's fairly pretty. Driving through Oregon is a nice experience. You know, the various highways and everything are littered with green. Though that starts to peter out at a certain point as you approach the California border. And as you do so, Rory does chime in as it begins to get dark again. We're getting closer, and I am able to tell that I don't know if it's bigger than Tom per se, but it's definitely feeling a lot, if that makes sense. It's
What does it want?
well, judging by what Rose said, to hurt something. But I'm not reading its mind.
I could get a better feel on it, but there's a chance it'll know. At least I'm here.
Yeah.
Let's-
That's what the professor said, and I have experienced that before. The more you do scrying, the more likely it is to get peered back on. And this is, you know, big. This is like Tom.
Well, we're gonna go meet it anyway. It might be better if it does scry back on us, and we can.
You can at least say hello. We're here to help you, or give you a better punching bag than us.
If it's interested in revenge on Jason, then we're helping it do that.
Okay.
Let's try to find some little roadside motel, non-chain one, takes cash.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, I'm willing to say that after a while of searching, like, you know, you get to one of those towns whose sole purpose is pretty much just to serve as rest stops and have like a few places to stay and restaurants and such. There's a Fuddruckers, which I found to be a dangerous word to say when I was younger, and my parents did not believe me when I accidentally cursed that it was not intentional. But I say this as someone who curses now. I was telling the truth.
Different. It's entirely. But I feel like parents like ours just assumed you were cursing. Even if
I know.
I got in trouble for saying cool. I don't know why.
Outrageous. Outrageous. Fart was one I wasn't supposed to say.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't let my kids say fart. So.
Well. Anyway. You find a little place that you are able to stop into. There's a 50s-ish woman, you know, kind of like she's the sort of woman who you imagine would run a truck stop. You know, she's got a bit of grease on her clothes and everything, you know, counts her cash by hands. And she's happy to put you up for the night, and there's a few rooms available.
Figure Thomas and I'll stay in one room, and the girls and Rory as a cat will stay in the other room. Hope he has dignity to be a dog this time.
I think that going into somewhere else, he's probably just going to be like a gecko and sit in his pocket.
Yes! Can he just sit on my shoulder? Edith would love it. Edith would be like, please sit on my shoulder as a gecko.
Yeah.
Please sit on my
If a gecko could do sarcasm, you would see its eyes roll. But yes, he's like
Roll
that.
two separate ways.
Yeah, that's a chameleon. But yes,
Same thing.
okay. I worked in a reptile shop. Don't at me. But yeah, he'll do that so that they don't like slap y'all with surcharges for a furred animal staying in the room. And once he gets in there, I assume before you guys split up, he would hunker down with Tom and be like, all right, are we trying this one more time before we go forward then? We're probably only about 3 hours away from Carlisle.
And before I forget, each time we stay in a hotel, you should be a different animal. So if someone is using mundane means to track us, that kind of throws them off.
Ooh.
Goose next time.
Let's stick with dog, cats, and lizards.
Should we have wigs, Mike?
I have a few. We'll stop by what do you call those things? Not a surplus store, but a thrift shop. Get you guys some outfits and such.
I've always thought that Rose would look really nice with, like, I don't know, a wild color, like pink or something, or blue.
Rainbow.
I
That'd
could
be lovely.
easily be convinced to do that permanently. Easily. It would take almost nothing.
Well, let's not do anything permanently. Let's keep changing things up. So. Till this
It's
is
a good
over.
chance to try something on. In the meanwhile, Rory tosses his head back and as it comes back up, it is all the colors of the rainbow.
It's perfect. It's just beautiful.
I do my best. As he cracks his knuckles and sits down with Tom again.
Let's do this.
And
Can I use one of my moves to help?
Sure. What specifically do you want to try?
So I'm spirit touched, which says that I have experiences in sensing supernatural creatures. So it just affects the roll.
All right,
If
perfect. Yeah. What does it add or subtract or whatever?
If I roll higher than a 10, it's getting a full sense of the creature. On a 7 to 9, I can sense them, but they can sense me, and then anything less than that's just kind of DM storyteller discretion.
All right, roll away.
Cool. A 7 it is.
7 it is. So that's in the range of mutual seeing.
Yeah.
Okay. So, in your mind, as all of this is going on, and he's doing his best to create a conduit again, and pinging out through Tom's shattered perception of himself, you find yourself once again floating through that haze, the same sensation of shards of glass and drifting through some place you don't quite understand. And this time you feel that same rage and everything, and you turn and look and see a man's eyes staring back at you. A man with dark hair. He's a white guy with blue eyes, tall, seemingly strong, wearing a denim jacket, and he looks handsome and pissed would be the words that I would describe him. just like eyebrows cocked up in a state of aggravation. And you get a name as it drifts back to you. Brad.
Hi, Brad.
And he shouts, like, you can't tell if it's furious or frightened or something, but he shouts as you are quickly thrown back into your current senses.
Okay. Know what he looks like?
Oh,
Yeah, kind of tall guy, dark hair, very angry, blue eyes. His name's Brad. That helps.
all right. Guy
Oh,
named
and he
Brad.
definitely has seen me. I saw him pretty good, but he saw me.
Right. Okay. Well, that was one of the things we were talking about and counting on, maybe, right? Right?
Yeah,
I mean, what we're trying to drag him out then?
I think it might help a little. He seemed either really angry or kind of scared, but I think it might help when we finally do see him. It might at least confuse him a little.
Okay. Well, I suppose we'll find out tomorrow.
Well,
Well, I suppose we should get some sleep, and I am gonna find a nice warm lamp to sit under
okay.
as he re-geckos.
She'll just kind of pick him up and set him as close to whatever lamp seems the warmest.
Okay, sounds good.
There you
As-
go.
Do geckos make noise?
That noise.
I mean,
Really?
yeah, it depends on the gecko, but at least like tokay geckos, which are little jerks, by the way. Tokay geckos are very bitey, but they're really pretty. They, like, when I've picked them up before and needed to hold them till I move them to another place. This was a high school job, everybody. This isn't like a thing I'm an expert in, but I know a bit about reptiles. But they just like kind of squirm, make like kind of noise, like,
That's terrible.
yeah. My leopard geckos that I had a pair of were pretty quiet. Yeah, certain types of geckos are a little bit more talkative, though. Anyway, Rory Gecko is at least talkative.
So, next day.
Next day,
Right.
y'all get a full night rest again, and you can journey forward at your leisure. Like I said, you're about 3 hours outside of Carlisle.
Well, we're looking for a guy named Brad.
I, a guy with dark hair and blue eyes named Brad. I'm sure there aren't too many of those.
Rose
you
would
can-
spend a little bit of time on the internet trying to find a picture that looks ish like the guy she saw for helping visualize.
Hey, no. Wait.
What?
Rory. Rory will be our sketch artist. Rose, tell Rory what he looked like.
Can't we use regular Tom as a Geiger counter type thing and know when we're getting close? So we know the city, we know.
Well, I've been able to ping him so far and know the general direction.
He might be looking for us too. So
To be honest, when we get close to other shards, like last Tom, I knew kind of where he was.
We may both be able to.
Okay, fine. Never mind. Don't make Rory your sketch artist.
I
We
still think that would be
can
fun,
go
Rory,
Monday.
if you want to play. the game, you know.
Oink.
We'll do that while we're driving.
And Rose will sit with him and help describe the features.
No. The eyes were a little bit more deeper set. No, not that.
No, I think they just a little wider apart. Not
Oink.
that wide, Rory.
Like dead.
I'm bloody trying. Throughout the course of this, by the way, I'm not going to try and do too much of DM's characterizations and stuff here, but Tom, over the course of all of this, does just sort of smile feverishly and hold Rose's hand.
Oh.
It makes her very happy, and she holds his hand for as long as he wants to do that.
Okay. Insert weird non sequitur here. And guys travel on. And with a few of your snacks even yet remaining, you do reach the town limits of Carlisle, which seems to have been, one of those smaller Californian farming communities outside of the major cities. Lots of livestock and stuff about. Like no buildings taller than like 2 stories. You don't want to go too nuts on that sort of thing without a ton of money when there are quite a few earthquakes about. It's also significantly warmer than where you've been staying.
All right, so where is this guy?
Further into town, it looks like.
Let's drive until we get to the center of town and maybe start a grid pattern to see if we can pick up anything.
All right, sounds good. You see a few farmers and stuff like that with like oranges in stands and things up for sale, like off the highway. They're offering like really nice deals, like 10 oranges for like $6 and stuff like that. Like fresh off the tree. Fresh off the tree.
Oranges? Yeah, there's a tree.
I know fruit.
Rory, it's fine. It's fine. They barely got to Europe by the time you left. I get
it. My parents grew up in a town like this. I should know better.
Oranges off the vine. I want an orange vine.
I'm sure that one could be provided. You drive on through. It seems like, just a small, quiet community. Much less immediately off-putting and bizarre than other trips that you've done outside of Wellport recently, like Milton Falls. There's not like some obvious taint or anything in the air, and it doesn't seem particularly foreboding.
Is there any non-obvious taint that shows up on a crystal examination?
Looking through your crystal at the people around you, you see, like mostly just regular people, regular buildings, various, like maybe little blips that you might recognize as like, oh, maybe that person has a little extra awareness or something, but nothing concrete. However, roll me a sharp.
$12.
12. Okay. You do see, off in the distance, what seems like a beacon shooting up to the sky. Like when you're on the Las Vegas Strip, some of the casinos like shooting their spotlights up. That it is not there when you take away the glass.
I mean, I think I know where we're headed, and she'll like pass the crystal to Edith to look through too.
Edith, when pointed in the proper direction, is able to witness the same thing.
All right, well, he's going nuclear. So we should talk fast and make sure that he points that in the general vicinity of Jason.
Right. And
Well,
point
we
the way to go.
What exactly are we doing, though? You know, let's say we talk to this person, this very angry person, who apparently. I'm sorry?
Also is scared, which
All
I think
right.
is important to mention.
This scared, angry person. And even supposing things go well, do we negotiate that he goes back in Tom now?
What if we just have Tom give him a hug and see if he just like poof?
I think
Like
we
some shit Play-Doh together?
I think we can explain to him the situation and tell him if he wants to get revenge on Jason, which we support, he needs to reassemble back into being his deity status. And this is one small step in that direction.
We should take into account that Murder Tom was not okay with that and tried to kill all of us. So we should have a frying pan or the magical equivalent so that we can just knock him out and do it.
I think we go into it wanting to talk, and if it goes real bad, we'd be prepared to not talk.
We do have a dragon.
We've got Rari with us, which is already way better odds than the last time we did this.
I still think we have the two of them hug and see what happens.
It's a really strong point, though.
All right, I can hug. I can do whatever you need.
I think we can do this. Just start with talking.
Lord.
Okay.
Start with talking. I'm sure giving Mike a few chances to look through to correct his course and everything. You guys drive on, and you see rather quickly that you are approaching what seems to be an abandoned farmhouse.
How isolated is this area?
It's probably about a half mile away from anything else occupied.
Probably pretty good as far as making sure there's no other, at least casualties, not witnesses.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Okay, do you guys park outside of said farmhouse?
I think
Yeah.
so.
I mean,
Right.
yeah.
At the risk of losing another van, yes.
I'm not going to run into it with the van again. Clearly that doesn't
Well,
work.
I know you're not going to. I just think there's a lot of ways the van can be hurt besides that.
Just because it didn't work on Murder Tom doesn't mean it won't work on Angry Tom.
I just think that should be like our very last plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we've also got to find Murder Tom. We've got to find Murder Tom, and we got to find Batman Thomas too.
More or less. I don't know. I was a little bit confused on who all is actually in Tom right now.
No, wait, I thought Batman Tom is in him.
Which one?
I'm pretty sure Batman Tom is inside of regular Tom.
That might be true. Okay, regardless, that is a episode recap. Sorry, guys. Like, wait, how many Toms are there?
There's too many Toms.
Cool.
Too many Toms.
So it's in this
Run down, ramshackle farmhouse. Some plywood boards on the windows.
great. Do we have any guns filled with iron bullets?
We got a shotgun with cold wrought iron pellets.
Edith has one of those.
Cool.
I'm gonna go up.
Rory has giant teeth as soon as Edith makes an appropriate sacrifice.
Sure.
Let's do this, Mike.
You go knock on the door.
Okay.
Brad?
No answer.
Hey, Brad.
No answer.
Hey, Brad, we know you're in there, so you probably want to come talk to us.
L?
Can I try to sense through the bond, see if he's here, or if we just followed a different magical entity to the wrong spot?
Oh no.
You go ahead and roll weird.
Okay.
I should make you guys roll things, right? That's what I do. I'm a keeper. Darn it.
Right. It's a 9, and it's through that same tool, so it's
Okay.
in that range if you want it.
All right, sounds good. I just saw our chat, by the way. With me at the helm, every episode is a random facts episode. Thank you very much. Yeah, you look through that connection, and once again, feel the enormous weight here right in front of you. It seems singularly focused on it.
Are we at the right place, Rose?
I think so. Hey, we just want to talk. Okay? And I know that's not something you're probably used to, but we really just want to talk.
Edith puts the shotgun behind her back.
Why don't you go ahead and roll me a charm, Rose?
Finally, it's one of my few. I've been waiting this whole game. Okay. That's a 13.
Okay. You hear a call in return. I don't know who the hell you are.
I'm Rose.
I've never heard of you.
Yeah, that makes sense because we met like a couple hours ago.
What?
I know different parts of you.
The hell are you talking about?
Maybe we could talk not through a door, and that would help.
Are we sure we're talking to Brad right now?
I'm not sure of that, but I'm pretty sure Brad is here.
Can you ask him if he's Brad?
Are you Brad?
Are you cops?
No.
I'm sorry, Brad. Have you ever heard a cop that sounds like Rose? Have you, for reals? For reals? Did you hear the tenor of her voice?
That's Edith. She's really nice.
Well, Edith, it's the freaking
Let's be
21st
honest.
century. I got an open mind, all right?
Wait, did he know Edith's name, or was he saying that because I knew Edith's name?
You saying that because you said Edith's name. Okay.
I am not a cop. I'm a college student.
The door opens. He's clearly holding one arm behind his back. And it is the guy that you saw.
Hey.
The hell are you?
So, it's going to sound real weird, but I am good friends with a person who is kind of related to you.
I'm a demon hunter with the Catholic Church. And we're kind of working together right now.
And I am here because I have to be.
That's true. And I
What?
think
I'm
you're kind of
sorry.
confused. And that's fair.
I don't know who. What are you talking about, Demon Hunter? How do you know my name?
What do you remember about you? What's your
Me?
earliest memory?
What? I don't know. Freaking riding a tricycle. Who cares?
Okay. This is going to sound like some silly questions, and if you would just bear with me, I think things will go a lot faster. I get the sense you're really upset about something. Can I ask what it is?
Roll sharp.
Okay. 9.
He's more tense when you ask that. I don't see how that's any of your business. You just said you're not a cop.
I'm not. I'm just a concerned person. I recently went through something that was super scary and really upsetting, and I kind of just wish someone would have asked me how I was feeling. So I'm starting with, how are you feeling?
It's true. Her boyfriend almost died really tragically, and he's probably actually about to die. He might literally be turned into a monster that we have to murder.
Thank you, Edith.
For a lot.
Rory's just kind of like taking in this entire conversation. But he also seems to like have his attention weirdly split.
Between what?
Between what and what, Rory?
He keeps like scratching his neck and like looking behind him.
Edith's gonna be like, Rory, what's wrong? Like, just like under her breath, like, are you okay?
I'm fine. Something's up though.
Is there another thing with us?
Sorry, just a moment. Sorry, I know this is very unusual. He like huddles in. There's a phenomenal amount of energy focused right here.
Okay,
But there's a reason our focus is here.
right, because
But I'm not convinced Brad's our man.
why?
I think our focus is here because our target's focus is here.
Oh, no.
And I think it's getting close. Fast.
Brad, you probably want to step out of your house.
Why? No.
Something really bad might be coming to your house very soon.
What's behind your back,
I
Brad?
know you're scared of cops, so this is going to be far worse than cops.
You don't get to tell me what's worse than cops, man.
Okay,
All
yeah.
right? You don't know.
Yeah, I do. I used to be a cop. I've seen far worse stuff than you can imagine. You need to leave your house now. I'm going to try to manipulate someone, and
right.
I'm using tough instead of charm because I have a move to do that.
Circumstantially.
Because my charm sucks too. So, 609.
9. Okay. Listen, if you don't start making sense, we are going to have a problem. I can tell you're packing, but you're not the only ones.
Okay, Brad, have you recently pissed anybody off?
I don't know why that's your business.
Brad,
Because
we're just trying to help.
All right. As you guys are talking, you feel a rumble in the ground.
oh no. We
Slight-
tried, Brad.
Slight vibrations.
Do you feel that?
As a cloud moves into a fortuitous place directly in front of the sun. And you can almost feel the air change, all of you, in the direction that Brari was previously indicating.
Brad, do you feel that? Do you see what's going on?
The air just seems like it's gone kind of silent, and Brad like lets the lets the 9mm that was behind his back kind of drop to his side, and he looks out in the direction of like the trees nearby as he steps out into the doorway next to you guys. And you begin to see a figure emerge from the tree line. It is a woman. Blonde hair, kind of frazzled. She is covered in what looks to be some sort of dark markings, maybe dirt, maybe something else. She is walking forward with single-minded determination. It is difficult to make out the exact image on her face, but through that link that you had previously established, Rose, you feel the chill as that raw, visceral hatred washes over you one more time. And behind her, as she walks, as the ground continues to quake, you see little bits of earth begin to float up in her wake as the ground just almost seems to like disintegrate and reform. And as it walks behind her, it creates this like maelstrom of whirling debris, but it gradually moves up into a shape as they all form together into the sort of black crystalline patterns that you've often seen across Tom's arm, form into like a great set of shattered wings on her back as she reaches out her arm and grasps within it a blade that forms the same way. And she points it directly at the set of you and says, "Today, my wrath will be sated." And I think that that might be a good place to pause this two-parter for now.
I disagree.
Of the time.
I vote no hugs. I vote we forfeited hugs.
Every of the time.
I imagine that Tom will also have feelings on this.
Tom will have feelings.
I swear.
This is gonna be like a Loki situation. It's gonna be like, you're me? What? Oh man. Well, everybody join us next Tuesday for part 2 of our exciting road trip.
Yes.
Woo! Going who knows where.
I hope everybody had a good time.
Yes.
That was great.
Yeah.
Fun
Always good.
shenanigans had by all.
Yeah, we will see you guys next week. Thank you for watching. Have an amazing night.
Indeed.
Good
Enjoy
night.
all.